Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are on our way to the Great Fleet to talk to someone about Leviathan. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look, there's Suki. I bet you he had a very busy day.
Mm, the busiest? Nah, that'd be
Mm-hmm.
action.
Yeah. His work is kind of driving him nuts at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everyone's day has been awesome. It's been kind of a little lazy on our end, which is not
Well,
necessarily a
speak for
bad thing.
yourself.
Well,
I was busy.
Rylea was busy leveling ninja.
No, getting through the leveling quests after having leveled.
There's a lot of them, and they don't take a small amount of time to do.
No, especially not the Stormblood Ninja ones, which were all very complex quests.
Oh, look.
Oh, right. We're at this part.
Yeah, we're at him.
Do we have to do this? Do we have
Yes.
to talk to him?
We have to talk to the Storm Private, but yes, we have to talk to him.
I can feel brain cells dying. Oh, you're busy typing at something. Clackety clackety clack clack. You go clackety clackety clack clack.
No worries. Just trying to confer with Suki so we're all on the same page.
Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill.
Ah, I see he's still at this game.
Sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. And before I mucked out the chocobo stables. And before I rolled that millstone over to the mill. Also before. Gods, man. I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. And do you hear me complaining?
Yes?
Or any of it? I suppose some of us just ain't made of for the rougher stuff. All right, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that all Tractome made a generous soul.
I saw that smile on his face.
He's just happy to have someone paying attention to him.
Isn't that always the truth?
Now, prick up your ears, cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you can? The tale of Tractome's epic victory over the dread primal Leva Beatus.
Leva Beatus.
Now, Leviapetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across me as me members long, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. They got they got away with that with what rating on this game?
Teen. It's rated T for teen.
Yeah. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic, perhaps too modest. Now, there are some that say you can never truly beat Leviabetus. that you've got to learn to live with them and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though.
Hi.
It's you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said.
Yeah, we kind of figured.
I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm Chocobo Dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in Chocobo Dung. I have to lie to a woman to tumble them, and that don't happen much. Remembers Tiny is pathetic.
Yeah, we
No,
kind of figured that
he's
too.
pathetic. I sure as hills didn't fight Liv Diabetes, but I have seen him with my own eyes. It was a very few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great, massive sea serpent some malms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. Oh gods, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again.
Information we did not need to know. Thank you.
That's him, Mr. TMI. Hey, wait, if you're asking after Leviabetus, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't he? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, he'll end up in his gullet at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying horson. I can't believe you made me handle Chocobo Dung.
I can.
Congratulations, you're another step closer to the I stepped in what achievement.
Mm-hmm. Rena, Ladonia, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught to use against Leviathan?
Now,
I beg your pardon. Leviabetus. I see. That is unfortunate.
you don't know the half of it.
At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Moorbarrow dry docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. Yes, slap him good!
I have slapped another unworthy object.
Yeah, and he really is an unworthy object. Yeah, it sounds like Suki had a very busy day today, which does not surprise me. I will admit, I'm actually kind of stupidly looking forward towards the 24-hour maintenance that starts at 3 a.m. Because that way I can get some animation done.
Up until you need to get in the game to reference something.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be host.
Go sit on the couch and watch something. Eevee will be ecstatic.
Well, I'm debating whether maybe I should, like, try the demo of Triangle Tactics?
Yeah?
Or should I start up my game of Near Reincarnation?
You might want to do that since you've already bought it. By the way, do you remember we can fly?
Oh, yeah. I'm so used to just riding everywhere in the old world. Yeah, let's cut this way for the docks. Thank you for that reminder.
No problem.
Forgotten.
I noticed. It's either that or you were wanting to make it more authentic. I wasn't entirely sure which.
No, I just... Yeah, I'm a Ditsy-bon. It's Sunday.
You're being authentically ditzy.
Yes. Thank you.
To complete the twin vessel in so short a time, and with limited materials. The people of Naldik and Vimeles have won an admirer in me.
You, Gary? When first Master Einshard proposed the twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the World Eater is complete that I see the elegance of the solution.
Yes, please pronounce that name correct.
Would that we arrived armed ourselves with no more knowledge beforehand. Well, it cannot now be helped. I take comfort in the fact that you have faced worse odds in the past and have ever prevailed. You will do so again, of that I have no doubt.
I know what this fight is like. I have my doubts.
It will require no small amount of helmsmanship to tow the World Eater. I dare say delivering you safely to Leviathan will be a battle in and of itself. In order to build the World Eater, we had to decommission 2 perfectly serviceable galleons. Suffice to say, their captains weren't best pleased with the notion. But I offered them a chance to keep their ships and face Leviathan in our stead. They magnanimously withdrew their complaints. We must all make sacrifices for the greater good, they said. I bet.
Not to mention they are probably first in line for the next.
Yeah. Ezenar?
No, sorry, shouldn't use that name. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the World Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonsage, she's been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I am not one to tempt fate. Yeah, please don't tempt fate on that one. The World Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan.
Well, first we need to pick up Suki, because he said he'd want to come.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the World. Dun, dun, dun.
Inzar stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of the World.
Hey, Octi! Welcome,
Is that
welcome.
anything like Lord of the Dance? I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the World Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldik and Vimeles are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind.
Oh boy, I don't think I remember the timing compared to the EX version, which the timing is different.
I've never known the timing.
It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. According to the Maelstrom, will once again employ their diversions. Thancred and Yustola, I would have you assist in this effort. Thank you, dear.
What was this?
We could totally hear Baron going off about engineers. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. If, by your leave, I too would volunteer my blade.
It's a heck of a blade.
We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred, Yustola, if you would join the third levy, Yuguri the fifth. But what words have I for the women who have made sport of slain gods? Only these. Go wary, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warriors of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of mine own. Know that know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Rena, Ladonia. May the crystal bless and keep you. We are totally doing this. Hard.
Because there's no soft version.
There is no soft version. Doing a quick ready check.
Checking Einzar. And the battle is won, and Leviathan's waves are stilled. We must partake of a barrel of something, you and I care not what, so long as it's strong enough to daze a primal and plentiful enough to drown him. Ha ha!
Spoken like a true pirate.
Yep. But he's not a pirate. He's part of the government. They're not pirates.
Anymore. They're all pirates. It's a government of pirates. You should know that by now. Ooh,
check with some of the others while we wait.
Yeah, who first?
Merlin. And work our way right.
In order to build the world leader, we had...
No,
okay, that's the same as before.
Yeah.
Stola? It will... okay, that was the same as before.
Same. They might all be the same. They are standing in the same places, actually. Yep, they're all the same. Aww. After, you know,
Boo.
3 of them had walked off and everything, I figured we'd get new stuff.
Boo!
And I guess that's the boat that would take us out to the ship.
Correct. It's a tiny little dinghy
stairs
with an outrider. Actually, I want to check something.
Yeah, I don't think it appears out there, sadly.
No, I just want to see if we can fly all the way up here.
Ah.
Yes, we can. Can we land? Yes, we can!
I wonder if there's a, what's it up here?
A vista?
In the right weather and time of day.
I don't think so, because those were put in and established before flying was allowed. In fact, flying has made some of them easier to get at.
True.
Nice view of the lighthouse over there. And of God's Grip. Boy, that had a bad day.
Yeah, well. Woohoo! Away we go. This is a neat city.
It definitely establishes a place.
Yeah. And it kind of explains how some of this is going to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yep. And so is that. They salute, we stoically nod. And of course, this shot in here. do a really good job of establishing him.
We be fighting a primal. And away we go. This way. Thud. We have ads.
Yep. Just subtracted one.
We have more ads. Don't die on me, expert healer.
That can't be good.
Get those gears. Yeah, I'm about ready to die. Nope, nope.
Your other healers put Space Invaders.
Come on, there we go. Hopefully that was in time. No, it
Nope.
wasn't.
Oop.
Yeah, this is even more deadly in EX because you don't have the rails to stop you from falling off the barge.
It is not OSHA compliant. Deep of the seas, better dropped. No, no, thank you.
Gyres are going.
Yeah. I was way late. Oh dear, really?
Yes.
I've just never known the timing to begin with.
Yeah, we skipped a mech, which would be his big push.
Oh, right, that. Excuse me.
Whee!
Ads.
More ads incoming.
Yep. Great. Uh, ow.
We got it. Yay.
And how much of this is also used to people being used to the extreme version?
Yeah.
Oh, you can answer that question.
I think there's maybe one other in the party
Okay.
that is leveling. We got in. I think part of the problem is our poor bard here doesn't realize that she's getting a reflect on her costs.
Bird didn't realize what? 2 people leveled.
Nice. Bye-bye.
And one of them was the other healer. Sure.
Yeah, the timing on it is a little weirder because it's like I'm expecting a certain mechanic to go off first, because that's what got me the first time, is that mechanic went off and it actually punched me out of the shield button,
Oops. Oh.
which is why it didn't go off in time the first round.
Huh.
And then that was skipped entirely the second round.
Oh dear. But you were saying something about the bard didn't realize something, and then you were drowned out.
That the head and the tail have buffs on them. One, you cannot attack with ranged. The other you cannot attack with magic, because if you do, all that damage...
I wonder if I was hitting the wrong one, because
You're melee. It doesn't matter.
Oh. You were saying one you can't attack with ranged. I figured the other you can attack with melee, but no.
No, it's magic.
Okay.
And they will reflect the damage back onto the person. And there were a couple people like, why are you down so low? Giving me healer heart attacks here. But this is the first time in the game, I believe, that they use that type of mechanic. So if you're not familiar with it...
It's rare in general, and yeah, I think that is. So, yeah, that was worth like 3,200 for me. I'm guessing those two that leveled were probably on a roulette.
Probably. And the roulette will give them enough
68
XP.
and 83, so one of them was, not all that high comparatively.
So it sometimes takes people a long time to realize, oh wait, I'm taking damage. Why am I taking... Oh, there's a buff on the boss.
That would be me.
Also, I don't think the second tank was picking up the tail because I was taking all the tail damage.
Yeah, well.
And I lived. I'm so happy I lived. Again, it's not something really obvious, and if you've only run it once or twice, you may have missed it.
And a lot of that part kind of goes by fast, especially now.
oh, Limsa never change. It's spam night at spam. Come hang out with our spammers after a long day of spamming. We've got spamming DJ on Twitch. Spam W99P9.
Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits. But today, I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration to us all, madams. And on that note, Admiral awaits you in the command room.
Smiley wink. Everyone's here. Start with you, Gary. That such beings can be defeated, it runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? I have no clue.
It's a very long story.
10 years worth of story?
We're going to be another 40 levels telling it.
Congratulations, Rena, Ladonia. This victory will serve to quiet the Sahagin, for a time at least.
A number of things did not go exactly to plan, I will admit. Leviathan denied us the luxury of ramming him, for one. But let's not quibble over the manner of the victory, eh? If Limsa is safe, and we are yet undrowned, I conclude that it has been a good day. Now go and bask in the Admiral's gratitude, will you? You've certainly earned the right. Another notch on the old belt, is it? Well done, my friend. Were I a god, I would dare say I would tremble at your summoning.
Thanks. I think. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear many words of congratulations will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they had not already. With this in mind, I shall only say that I'm glad of your safe return.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
What, you mean
Not
she's a
escapes
bard?
your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this
Oh, hey,
information,
Peregrine.
but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
No, we all know this, because I've already taken all the rogue stuff. Sorry, Thancred, your secret's out. You suck as a
Oh,
bard.
yes. And that expression.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the
You
blade,
too.
lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Morderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
I still want her jacket, damn it.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds stood before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation.
It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Your scene that might be a bit better once they put in the new lighting system.
Yeah, I believe the first part of the new graphical updates drops with the new patch. They haven't said as much, but they're supposed to be slowly rolling it out from here until 7.1. Hello, Cardwin! It is good to see you! Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the cinematics to chit-chat.
One does not interrupt Merluib.
No. I do not want to stare down her double barrels.
I don't want to stare her down, period. When Yugiri met the fraternity.
And for people to understand what's going on, this is when they actually introduced the rogue/ninja job in the storyline. You can actually take it earlier than this, but when it actually dropped as a patch, this is when it happened. Yes.
Vale has orders to point you in the direction of the Lomenzen Underground. Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To the south stands a gate heading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now before you go, I'm obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Lomenzen society. They value their independence more highly than pirates and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To which they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it may be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place, show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck.
Should I go by Bismarck and get some, finger sandwiches? Maybe that'll help.
It couldn't hurt.
Poof! There goes Suki!
Mhm.
Still glad he was able to join us.
Yeah.
Look at all the red bags of job classes we can't take yet.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's almost as if there's, things we haven't done and story we haven't seen.
oh yeah, there's a lot we're actually skipping over. Ooh, a
Well,
shadowy woman. What? Didn't your mama teach you it's rude to stare? Yes,
Nope.
very rude. Inconspicuous man.
Got business with me, Venturer?
Yeah, we got...
Merlwyb's Letter of Introduction. A letter penned by Admiral Merlwyb introducing Ugiri of Doma to the members of Limsa Lominsa's as yet unnamed secret fraternity.
As yet unnamed.
So you're the woman the Admiral sent word of. I thought we were the ones sending word.
Word.
I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eating grin. But what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner what Merlwyb says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady.
I am Ugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken.
You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. Simply better for business that we remain unseen.
And so you've developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose. I see. Known that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of the shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There's much we might learn from one another, I think.
And what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, Ugiri of what's it? We can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Ah, that didn't come out right, did it?
Not in the least. Lady Rena, Lady Ladonia, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Although I am loath to be separate from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us, Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to impart my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Oh, you mean Obero, right? Yeah, Obero. Poor, innocent, derpy Obero. He means well.
And hi, Foxfire.
He's trying to help. Hello, Foxfire. Checking the inconspicuous man, who looks nothing like what he's actually going to look like when you take the rogue quest.
Sure, it's the same person. He's just, a member. Doesn't have to be him. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or it's just a really good disguise.
Something like that.
Of course, it's been ages since Thancred up and left the sisters. But I wouldn't give to run with the old scoundrel again, just like back in the old days. And the shadowy woman?
Far Eastern combat, eh? I must say, my curiosity's fairly piqued.
And Ugiri.
Oh god, I don't like that face. I do
Nor
not
should
like
you.
that face. Oh.
Through the maelstrom, Ugiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude.
Much and more
So
has
here's
been...
a question. Hold on a moment. So, strength would be what, Lancer?
Strength
And
is Lancer.
then- Well, actually, they've got 2 different strength-based ones.
As long as it doesn't have tenacity, you're good.
Yeah, though I have a tank class that might need it anyway. The Knocked Earrings and the Gloom Earrings are the exact same stats.
Uh,
And then the dex-based ones would be Urcher and such. Nothing that I'm using though, right?
no, you currently, as far as I know, you do not have. Because our ranged, we've been planning to go Dancer, and that's for another
Right.
20 levels.
And that was wait. Why am I worried about this? These are earrings.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about earrings.
Yes, I too am a ditz.
We knew this.
Through the maelstrom, Yagiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude.
Much and more has occurred since I first beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice to say, I did not envision invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfelia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so much in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, warriors of light. So, I guess it's, pray return to the
Well,
Rising Stones?
Pretty much, but before we do that,
Mm-hmm.
we did get a weapon chest. Item level 90.
Before that, I need to extract some materia. Oh boy! I had just about my entire suit set up.
55. 95. 55. Which should I replace? The warrior or the black mage weapon?
What's the warrior's weapon?
Storm Officer's Labrys.
And the black mage?
Darklight Staff. They're both item level 55.
I'd go with the black mage staff. That staff looks
Actually,
ugly. When in doubt, go for the glam.
Actually, I was about to say black mage because I was realizing its overall item level is slightly lower.
Yeah, mine's 95.
And also, I still have a 70 weapon
95.
coffer. I'll replace the Labrys with that.
95. 95.
Elder
70. 115. I'm not touching that one.
Where'd you get that one?
That came with a red mage class, which starts at 50. Yeah, they are indeed hellish claws. That's a good name for these things.
Yeah.
All that, and I still haven't leveled. Man, I'm like so
Yeah,
close.
I know. They've not been giving us much.
So when you're ready, we are off to the Rising Stones.
I am ready.
Once again, with feeling.
And this will be basically end of patch.
Yep. Unfortunately, we can't run Coil next week because Tay will be out of town, and I know they wanted Apple Bloom to come along with us.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
We do have some story to do for Coil, but yeah, we are probably going to need to find a little something to do in between.
Not a problem. I can admit, I'm really looking forward to patch 6.1, which of course starts on Tuesday after 24-hour maintenance. Oh, I have to give WoW one thing. Their maintenance cycles, it's like, oh, we'll be down 15 minutes. And I'm like,
Really?
in this game, it's like, yeah, WoW was generally, if they were down, it was for 15
I know.
minutes.
It's just we were staring at them and going, really? And they were.
Where here, it's like, a minor patch, they're down for 4 hours. A major patch, they're down for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you have all these people just flopping around going through withdrawals.
To include you.
Oh, yeah, well. Yeah, I'd like a ticket to Vesper Bay, please.
Dendromoy.
No one remembers where that comes from anymore. Just us old farts. That was a good game, though. Oh, did you hear that, GOG?
Yeah.
They're shifting focus.
Okay.
They're going back and rebranding under Good Old Games.
Okay. Not heard that.
And they're
It's a
starting...
little surprising that they'd go to the full name, even if they are going back to that as the the focus.
I think they're keeping GOG as the official company name. It's just they're rebranding as Good Old Games again. Because what they've decided to do is they're pulling back away from a lot of the newer games.
Yep.
Going back to DMR free or DRM limited.
Yeah, for all of their stuff has generally been DRM free. You have to be to get on there.
Well, they've broken that in a few
occasions.
occasions.
Lately,
yeah. And then they're trying to get away from that. But one of the things they're doing is they're actually spending time to go through certain old games and actually make sure they work on newer systems.
Yeah, well, that has been part of their point all along, but of course they started that on 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so not everything has quite had enough attention paid to it during Windows 10 and Windows 11. So going back through and making sure that it all still works on Windows 11 is a very good thing.
Yeah. So it's good to see them kind of get back towards their roots.
Chat.
There.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Actually, it was a big problem, but it's now not a problem.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and as far as I know, GOG does have the entire Journeyman Project series.
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
Well, that is good to know. It's a good series.
Well, at least the third one was good, which is all we ever played.
The third one was the best, let's be honest.
Well, we don't know that, but probably. Gage, how'd you find my crotch?
Hush you!
Hey, if Square can get away with some of the things we've had already tonight, that's nothing. I'm sorry.
Well, a lot of it, they actually remove copy protections like that. They're not just taking an old system and throwing it up.
Gets something like that, they remove the that style of copy protection.
The other thing is they won't force updates, so you won't have the disaster of Warcraft Unchained. Or Reforged, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man, people are...
Patched so bad it retroactively made a game unplayable.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, GOG is very good in general. They kind of slipped a little lately, and sounds like they're getting back to first principles, which is really good. I have a bunch of things on them. I tend to prefer to go onto them as a platform when I can. Some things I'll go onto Steam simply because, of course, if it's a more modern game and you can talk someone else into playing it multiplayer with you, the Steam matchmaking is a lot better. Or not matchmaking, but, you know, just network communication so you can get on with your friend.
Yeah. Of which, speaking of Steam, there tends to be a bit of a hubbub right now in the fact that the Steam Deck is out.
Mm.
It was originally tested with FF14. It was basically everyone's like, this thing is awesome on the Steam Deck. And as soon as the Steam Deck comes out, they do an update to the launcher, which makes the Steam version of 14 unplayable on the deck.
Ooh, how did they overlook that?
I don't know. It has to do with the secondary launcher.
Yeah, it would have to.
But one of the problems is there's a few games that are saying you cannot play this on Steam Deck. If you try, we will ban you because of certain types of hacks.
Oh.
We've got a lot of people shifting around.
Yes, we do.
Hello, Higiri. I've been tasked with helping out in the kitchen. Once I've grown accustomed to my duties, I hope to treat our host to a traditional Doman cuisine. If you can find the ingredients. Coltonay?
An adventurer bends not to authority, but lives and acts according to his own beliefs. He is the master of his own destiny.
Dewari?
In my native land, there exist individuals not unlike these adventurers. Yet without a master to serve, how does one know the path one must walk?
The path finds you.
Yeah.
Y'shtola?
All the way over there. Okay.
History is our friend, young one. The answers to problems of the present are often found within the past. We need but seek them out. Koharu? What if I wanted to solve a problem that's already happened? Like the Garleans destroying Doma? Good question.
Well, you get someone with a lot of spare ether to sacrifice himself, and you go back in time and... No.
Hush, hush, hush!
That doesn't work either.
No, it doesn't. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Rising Stones. With your cooperation, we hope to grow rich and transform this place into a pile of gold. Oh, hi Rena, hi Ladonia. Forgive me, but I must see to my Doman's needs. Yeah, as you see to your own. Hosea?
Rising Stones. What a peculiar name for a sanctuary. Have you taken a look around Mordona?
I see Thancred sitting here and hitting on Flahaman.
It was only a matter of time. Some 15 years ago, a mission took me to Ul'dah. It was then that I first chanced to gaze upon your beauty. I was utterly transfixed. I dared not blink lest I deprive myself of even a split second of your radiance.
Oh, he's laying it on thick. You do flatter me, dear, and I do believe you had a bit too much to drink.
Yes,
yeah.
One too many rounds with the bottle.
Yes. Papalema?
What in the seven hells are you doing up there? Get down here before you fall and break your neck.
You really are a worrywart, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yozan?
this is impressive. In Doma, we train to run in the treetops.
That's because you're all a bunch of ninja. We know this. Don't mind Papa Limo. He's making a fuss over nothing, as usual. Your son's sense of balance is amazing for a boy his age. I wonder how he got so good. And Hori Boulder way in the back.
Some of the Domans wanted to learn how to fight, and it's fallen to me to oversee their training. First, I need to find suitable equipment for everyone.
Yeah, Foxfire, that was the thing, is Gabe was like, this thing is awesome, I play with my kid all the time. He conned me to get in the game because he needed a real healer who knew what they were doing, and now suddenly it's locked out. Yeah. I hope they do fix that. I think it was a slight oversight, but, yeah.
Now, I'm sure he's doing his best to talk to Square Enix.
Mm-hmm. Minfilia.
Oh, and you should...
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Eorzea's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Dun dun dun.
Ever trust a smiling Lalafell.
And that's the end of the patch story.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the silver because I don't need earrings.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mephilia. We're gonna leave it here. So, yeah. See you later. Bye. So we got about 20 minutes. I think there's some dungeons we can unlock.
Not for this patch. We've done those. We've basically done everything for 2-2 other than Coil.
So we need to kind of start on Coil, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's back
or
at...
waste some time, you know, rerunning dungeons or something for leveling or whatever, gearing. Which it may come down to next week, depending on how fast the story part of this goes.
Yep.
I do not remember how much story there is in this part.
I don't remember either. I know there was a bit for the last Coil. Of course, there was a lot for the first Coil.
There's some for this one. Because we haven't had the entire thing of, oh, that's how you get in. If I remember right. Or is that part of first?
Well, let's check with the Waking Sands. Urianger, who likes hanging out there, would know more. At least that's my thinking.
Great. Maybe you should have said something about starting ops.
It took you this long!
Yes!
I'm sorry there's not many one-liners tonight. It's been a day. Kind of a lazy, hazy day.
No, it's Fair Skies, actually.
Yeah, you're right. Fair Skies.
But hey, we got to kill a sea serpent.
We didn't kill a sea serpent. We killed the sea serpent.
Until he's back.
Well, yeah. You know it's gonna happen.
Tougher than ever. Which I suppose that is part of this patch, if you wanted to go in and try and do that at this level and gearing.
No. Not without escort.
Yeah.
And if we brought Suki, he'd hit it twice and fall over.
Yeah, because Extreme is part of 2-2.
Yeah.
Along with Thornmarch Extreme.
I mean, we could technically unlock the Extremes and then just kind of like keep them in our back pockets, but I'm not too worried about it.
Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately, Extremes are just hard enough content that it's really best if you have a pre-made group. Ooh. Ew, ew, ew. Where's he? Set to the west. There he is! My little bubbly sewer serpent hunt target.
Sewer serp?
Yes.
You...
By the way, peeps! Yeah, you got a job to do. see, you got this syrup all over the floor and now it needs to be cleaned up.
I'm not the one who spilled it.
I never said you were. I just said
Said
it was.
Ow. He hit me.
He does that.
Now he poisoned me.
Nope, nope, none of that. Can't have that.
That's right. Feel better?
Hey, it was worth 6,000 XP.
Nice. Marshmallow got 6,000 out of it.
Nice.
I got more like 600.
Speaking of companions, I'm still at rank 8.
Yeah.
We have not been doing much with our foes.
Not enough. Rank 8 is getting pretty far up there, so the time to level is getting kind of long.
It only gets worse after 10.
Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time getting there. You need someplace to stable yours.
Not anymore. They actually changed that.
Oh.
You only
When did
really
that
a bit ago actually. You only really need the stables now if you want to change their color. Or are going to take a hiatus and want other people to shove carrots down chocobo gullets.
Alysae? So that's basically what she's been saying for the last few months.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Okay. Those number 2 through 4, I think, are all the extreme unlocks.
We could spend just unlocking them.
Well, shall we start with number 1, which is our real target, and then we can come back for the others if we run out of story before we have a chance to do what's it?
Sure.
Okay, Alysae's pledge. Orianjay would speak with you regarding your experience inside the binding coil. Full glad am I for thy safe return. Lady Alysae hath apprised me of thy many experiences. As thou wilt doubtless be aware, Master Louisoix was my lady's grandsire. Gravely concerned was I for her safety, and 'twould seem I need not have been so. With all my heart, I do thank thee for watching over her. But come, thou must speak with Mistress Alysae upon that which transpired within the binding coil. May it serve to bring us closer to the truth of the calamity.
Shall we begin then? Orianjay, I understand you have a report of your own you wish to share with us.
Aye, my lady. Even as thou didst emerge from the depths, an etheric disturbance betokening primal activity was observed. In Mordona was it marked first. By comparison of time and magnitude, we have since deduced its origin, the Cartano Flats.
Which, FYI, people remember, is right now a PvP area that people are contesting.
It's also where the Battle of Cartano happened, which was the place that Bahamut leveled 5 years ago.
Yep. Strange, there's been no reports of primal activity in the region. It could only have been Bahamut.
Not only.
That would certainly explain how we came to be in northern Thanalan. Somehow the caravan took us all the way from Vilbren to the heart of Ardenald.
Twould seem so, my lady.
It's as all but certain then, after Bahamut's disappearance 5 years ago, he hid himself deep beneath Cartano and has since lain dormant, regenerating.
Aye, my lady. Taken together with thine own account of Bahamut's continued presence, The land's slowness to heal and the disorder of the etheric currents do point to one conclusion. Bahamut stirreth. If left unchecked, the primal shall drink of Eorzea's life force till he doth waken to rain ruin upon the land.
Yeah, we could do something about that. Rest assured, I do not mean to give up, Rena, Latonia. Bahamut may still live, but so too does grandfather. I don't know if that's living, girl. For the past 5 years, he's been keeping vigil over his nemesis, making certain that the primal does not escape.
Master Louisoix doth yet live. I durst not hope. And thou art certain 'twas no mere manifestation of thine all too sorely felt grief. That it was not.
I know how desperate this may sound, Eorzea, but I saw him with my own 2 eyes. Did Rena and Latonia. But then he vanished deeper into the labyrinth before we had a chance to speak. 2 more fragments of Dalamud pierced the earth when the lesser moon fell. One we've seen, but if we can find the other 2, I'm certain we can find grandfather as well.
If thou so believest, my lady, then I too shall have faith. If it please you, I shall notify the grand companies of this development. All Eorzea must stand united if we're to avert a repeat of the calamity.
That will not be necessary, Eorzea. Being the great consolator that he is, Alphino will seek to unite Eorzea of his own accord. If rumors are true, that endeavor is already well underway. So let us leave the diplomacy to the diplomat while we continue our investigation of Bahamut. I swear to you, no matter what it takes, we will find my grandfather and uncover the whole truth of the calamity. Rena, Ladonia, you have heard me swear to do these things, but without your strength I cannot hope to make good on my word. The danger to Eorzea is not past, and for the sake of all who abide here, I pray that you will be ever our swords in the darkness.
You know, somehow I'd never realized until now that the reason why Eorzea stayed here is so he wouldn't disturb his wine collection.
He does have quite a collection back there, doesn't he?
Yes.
You lush, Eorzea. You drink about as badly as Yoshi P, don't you?
Primal nature. And I'm wondering if that last was actually the conclusion.
I think that was the conclusion
of the previous part. Whoops.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the primal nature.
Yep. Eorzea beseeches your aid in solving the resurgent mystery of the primals. Well, you see, there's this band.
Of which they're going to be doing their first live performance in 3 years in Tokyo next month.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. That was one of the things they talked about in stream, and they're really happy about that.
They should be. It is decided. The stance of the Scions must evolve from shifting sand to unyielding stone. My place, however, is here in this land of unending tragedy. Here must I remain until the true nature of the primals is revealed unto me. And you finish off all that wine.
That's gonna be a while.
Yep. Many seasons did I toil to fashion a net across this vast realm. A net that catcheth not fish, but nuggets of wisdom more valuable than gold. Yet even possessed of this hoard of knowledge, I cannot purchase all the keys to the confounding doors that bar my passage. Thus I must presume to unsheathe the blade born of light. Thine is a strength that shattereth the stoutest barriers, and doth pierce that which obfuscates the impotent gaze of ordinary men. We have not the luxury of time required for my measured scholarly pace. For the adder's nest is astir, hissing with the news of Garuda's return. Her winds have grown ever more violent, ever more destructive. Okay, so this will be Garuda hard. What lieth beyond this sudden waxing of power? The answer may well prove a vital piece of the puzzle of the primal's existence. Mine eyes perceive a looming wall of strife. Looming wall of strife, poised to crash down upon our cities with unrestrained fury. For the nonce, you must pacify the Lady of the Vortex. Swiftly now to the adder's nest. I, Servant Commander Hula, will have such details as thou needest to proceed. I shall await thee at the waking sands and pray for thy success. Okay,
You be careful
Garuda
there,
was
Foxfire. I assume this is a follow-up to your health issue you had earlier? Or is this something new that we should be worried about?
Oh, okay. Another turn in the coil. That will be the...
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Yeah.
I mean, hard modes we should be able to deal with just fine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
We're approaching 11, so what do we want to do?
I'm saying we're gonna head to Gridania and spend the night in the nest there.
Okay. That sounds good.
At least that's my thinking.
Hiya, Eorzea.
Gway! Sorry. Gway!
Mm-hmm.
She's a big girl. She's got a big voice box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not good. Well, I hope it goes well. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Question is what's the fastest way to Gridania from here? Because Gridania is kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other for routes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the old route. The route that goes through Mordona is a little, dull.
Yes. And cold.
Yes,
I
very
have to
cold.
think about my belly button.
Yes, you do! How do dragoons wear that armor in the blistering cold?
Very carefully.
I mean, the land is right now ever shrouded in cold. But it didn't used to be, but it was always on the nippy end because it was high up in the mountains.
Yep. Always high in the mountains, always somewhat northern latitude. It's just colder now than it used to be.
That's one way of putting it. Considering it is permanently snowbound at the moment.
Now than it used to be. Too many ice sprites.
That is a distinct possibility.
Well,
That's going to be a
remember
long
the
drop.
one dungeon which I think is Heavensward era, so we haven't hit it yet, where you kill the ice sprites and it lets you through because the temperature goes up, which implies the reason why that place is so cold is there's too many ice sprites.
Well, ice sprites
Implies maybe all of Kurithus is having that problem.
ice sprites aren't actually the cause as much as they're a symptom of what's going on. Which, of course, is that entire region has been all the aether in that area has been swung towards ice.
Yeah. But still, you kill the sprites, the temperature goes up.
I'm sure the sprites aren't helping.
No. Well, more to the point is it's likely the sprites are keeping it that way or helping keep it that way. Do remember they also talk about, spoilerish again, in a couple of places during Heavensward that the temperature in Coerthas is slowly edging back up.
It's taking its own sweet time, though.
Yes. Hasn't gone up any more in the last few expansions, that's for sure. But yeah, the calamity caused it to freeze over. All the ice aspected aether probably helped create a population of ice sprites, and they're helping keep the temperature down.
Yeah, they're having a little mini ice age.
Yeah. But if the temperature is slowly going up, probably, the ice aspected aether is slowly rebalancing, and the population of ice sprites is slowly going back to what it should be as that happens. And, someday, without outside intervention, it'll probably rebalance itself. Someday sooner with outside intervention, i.e. lots of adventurers.
Doing what adventurers do best, mucking up the local ecosystem.
Yes. Which is already pretty well mucked.
Yeah, well, it can go either way. It could be for good, it could be for bad, it could be for either. So, want some eel pie from Mother Meone?
Sure. Just as long as she doesn't try to serve us sauce and pepper.
That would be bad. Well, have a seat.
Working on it.
There we go. In any case, we are going to call it a night here. For all of you people heading out to the convention next weekend, be safe and have a great time. We'll go ahead.
Say hi to Baron.
Oh, yes. But next week we will probably deal with unlocking all the hard modes as a nice kind of filler episode.
Okay.
And we'll take things from there. Until then, you guys be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep. Hope to see you next week for more fun with deep dungeons and bun buns.
Yes. Come here next Sunday, same bun time, same bun channel, and, Saturday for those other people.
Mm-hmm. Good night, all!
Yeah, everyone have a great night and a good week.